Update 1 on Tropical Storm Bertha, the second Atlantic storm, and the first update from Force 13 during August. The current wind speed on the storm is 45 miles per hour, remaining the same. The pressure is around 1007 millibars. Its current position is 13.6 degrees north, 58.0 degrees west, as of 2 PM UTC on August the 1st. The storm is expected to pass Barbados in the next few hours, and then move through the Lesser Antilles, and perhaps the Greater Antilles as well. In around 2 or 3 days' time, we could be possibly looking at a landfall in Puerto Rico or the island of Hispaniola, and possibly moving on to the Bahamas as well, but I think it will pass just east of there and move towards open waters. There is the possibility that the storm may become a hurricane when it does move out to sea, but in the next 3 to 4 days, it does not look very likely at all that it will intensify all that much, but still a tropical storm. Tropical storm winds with higher gusts, of course, are to be expected. Tropical storm warnings in effect for Barbados, St. Lucia, Martinique, Dominica, Puerto Rico and the Virgin Islands, and a tropical storm watch in effect for St. Vincent and the Grenadines as of the upload time. Indeed, those further up the Lesser Antilles island chain towards the Leeward Islands should also be monitoring the storm, as there may be a little bit of inclement weather associated with the storm as it passes to the southwest. This is the latest radar from Barbados. You can see the storm moving in from the east. Not too much of it appearing on the radar at the moment. This goes out 400 kilometers, appearing on the eastern side of Barbados, and it will probably pass just towards the north, and then continue towards the west-northwest, and then pass through the next set of islands, possibly in between Martinique and St. Lucia. Sea surface temperatures remain fairly conducive for development, around 28 degrees Celsius, 82 degrees Fahrenheit, and the storm's expected to enter the Caribbean, so sea surface temperatures will perhaps increase ever so slightly. Wind shear is the main concern though, because that's going to be rather high over the next few days. It's on the edge of it at the moment, but you can see those brighter colours just to the northwest of the storm indicate higher amounts of shear, much higher. In terms of water vapour, you can see towards the northeast a little pocket of dry air, but towards the west where the storm is headed, it's not looking too bad. Dry air interaction may be a hindrance, but not too severe a hindrance by the looks of things. The intensity comparisons on this on the computer models, some of them predict a hurricane, some of them predict a strong tropical storm. It does look like intensification is on the cards, but maybe not just yet. As far as track forecast is concerned, they're trending towards a landfall on the eastern tip of the Dominican Republic, before continuing towards the northwest, glancing past the Bahamas and then moving out to sea. As far as wind shear is concerned, the computer models think that's going to remain moderate and then fall to a low range in around 3 or 4 days before rising sharply towards the end, and sea surface temperatures aren't going to be an issue over the next 5 days. And as far as relative humidity is concerned as well, what do the computer models think of that? Remaining fairly moderate and possibly rising a little bit towards the end of days 3 and 4. So fairly variable and moderate there. So let's take a look at the latest satellite imagery. The storm progressing towards the west-northwest. You can see here most of the thunderstorm and rain activity is occurring on the eastern side of the storm, which is certainly good news for Barbados, because the island is remaining in fairly good conditions at the moment. Just a little bit of a band passing through the islands in the past few hours, but really very little going on with that. The storm itself remaining out to sea, moving towards the west-northwest. The worst affected areas will probably be Martinique, as well as Dominica and perhaps Guadeloupe as well, in terms of heavy rainfall. There's a little bit of a secondary blob towards the south of that as well, not too far from Trinidad and Tobago, which could possibly affect those islands too, as well as St. Vincent and the Grenadines and Grenada. But heavy rain is possible, gusty winds of course up to 45 miles per hour with higher gusts. As of August the 1st, 2014 at 2 PM UTC, the tropics are active. Of course we have Tropical Storm Bertha, we also have Tropical Storm Iselle, which formed in the eastern Pacific earlier today or yesterday, and Tropical Storm Halong and Nakri, which is recognised by the Japanese Meteorological Administration, as well as numerous invests out there too. 45 storms have formed so far in 2014 worldwide. 78 is the next lowest number, set by 2010 in 25th position there in the 26-year record. It appears we're just past halfway through the year, but indeed the busiest time of the year is still yet to come. We'll probably surpass 78 at this rate. 17 hurricane equivalent cyclones and 10 of those becoming Category 3 storms. You can visit Force 13 on any of its 6 outlets. The website force13.com will keep you most up to date with all the goings on around the world. And of course the video pages, YouTube and Dailymotion, search Force 13 on those for the latest video updates. And the social pages as well, Facebook and Twitter, just search Force 13 on those. It's at Force 13 on Twitter, and you can speak to me personally at Fool13 for tropical weather chat on Skype. And also the Force 13 forum is relaunching on August the 4th in 3 days time, so that may be of interest to you as well if you'd like to discuss tropics with fellow tropical weather trackers or enthusiasts or whatever you want to call them. The next update on this Storm Bertha will follow in around 12 hours time if necessary, 2 AM UTC on Saturday, August the 2nd.